everyone, Chaosville here, and in today's episode we're going to double check our honey farm, make sure it's making honey, and I'm going to show you some things that my brother and I have been working on. And then after that, we're going to get started on making a map wall. Yeah! I also need to start getting ready for some big projects coming up. We're planning on building an underwater city, and I'm also planning on building a pyramid for with a treasure room in it, maybe even a maze to lead to the treasure room so people can actually challenge themselves on trying to get there. Real quick, let's check here. Oh yeah, we're making quite a bit of honey. This is only after a couple of days of the farm actually working. A couple of real life days for me playing in the game, that is. So that's not bad. Eventually we'll start making honey blocks out of that, and then we'll start experimenting with doors and stuff. Because I plan on putting a big door on that wall over there to make it easier to get to this next farm I'm going to create. And that was the other thing I was going to talk about, that's the other project. An industrial-sized, semi-automatic farm. So we can plant wheat and carrots, potatoes, beets, and once they're fully grown, just flip a switch and it auto-harvests with water and trapdoors, letting the water loose. It's actually really cool. I'll actually show you a portion of the build that I plan on building here in this realm. And it'll be free for everyone to use. It's not just going to be for me to use only. Right now we need to work on getting some paper, which shouldn't be too hard. I'm going to need 8 stacks minimum. I believe it's 8 stacks minimum of paper, so we'll try what I got there. I might need more sugarcane. More cats. Got plenty of cats in this place. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be enough to get us. As you can see, I already got the stuff on here for the compass. Oh, that was way too much. I don't know what I was thinking. It's 3 paper per, like, 3. Yeah. Well, at least I'll have some extra that I can put in here then. I think it's, this one. Yes. I tried to be more prepared. Okay, so the compasses. Let's go ahead and make a stack of those. It's not like I'm not going to need these anyway, so, and then here we go. 64 empty maps. It's really easy to make maps, honestly, but I've never done it with Elytra. I think that's going to be a challenge in itself. So I'm going to try that today. So before I take off in the remainder of this episode with doing the map making, I'm going to go down to the map room and take a look at what we got in there. I know Rust had to take off with my empty maps to map an ocean biome, the largest ocean biome we have in this realm. And so we can figure out exactly where we want to build this underwater city. Here it is. Now instead of using pumpkins, I'm thinking about just placing item frames up on this wall, and then that should be it. Got a lot of buried treasure maps up in here from that area too. Looks like we had enough for... So that's the other thing we're going to have to make, is item frames. So let's go make some item frames real quick. Place them up on the wall. If you didn't notice, I've got golden carrots, and I'll show you how I got those, or why I've got so many of them all of a sudden. Because my brother and I, we made a gold farm. We did not do a video on it just because it's Ilmango's design. It's not my design. It's not my brother's design. It's Ilmango's design. It's actually a very, very effective way to get levels. As you can see, I also didn't point out that I'm at 171. I let that thing AFK for 2 hours and 11 minutes, and I was 211. Level 211. That's what I made it to. What did I come in here for again? Oh, item frames. Item frames. Duh. I'm getting old. Okay, so I'm going to try just using item frames on the wall because I don't think we need light sources anymore. My brother was pointing out that he didn't think we needed light sources, so we're going to try that in my mansion here. This map wall is just going to cover the entire wall. I think all the way up to the top. I don't think we're going to have enough item frames, but we will try. I just want to get as big as a map wall as possible, so that way I can try to get everybody's like bases and stuff on it. If I can. I don't know exactly how far away this will cover. Okay, so I'm going to need 8 more. Shouldn't be too hard. Got several stacks of sticks. And I'm going to have to farm a heck of a lot more wood for this farm that I'm going to show you guys too. Eventually, so. If you didn't notice, I've already used most of the leather to make books and stuff out of, so I can trade them to my villagers for more emeralds. Trying to stock up on them emerald blocks. Take 1 stack of sticks ought to do it. Yeah, that was perfect. That's a perfect guess. Yeah, so this video is going to be all over the place pretty much, but mostly it's going to be about map making. Alright, so that's all ready for us to get the maps done and placed. So 6 times, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's 60. Perfect, I got 64 empty maps, so that's perfect. 4 extra ones, so I can make like a large version of that entire map if I wanted to. Okay, so let's go back to the Nether here. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I got these levels and stuff. And it's crazy. My brother and I came up with the idea after we watched Ilmango's video on this farm, and we were like, what have we been doing with our lives? Yeah, super smelters are great, you know, for like healing items, but sometimes you just want to get experience a lot faster than using super smelters, and this is the way to do it, honestly. I've already got spare weapons made, well, spare shovels, I should say. I haven't done the spare weapons yet. I need to get another sword made, and I made an axe for my tree farm, and try to think here, what else did I make? A bow. I think I made another bow. That's where the 211 became 171. So I just used emeralds to purchase books, obviously. Saves me on the level end a little bit. So I've got enough levels to make extra stuff, but I want to show you this setup here is there's 7 double chests, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 per layer. So there's leaves underneath this double chest with hoppers leading straight down to the other hoppers into the other chests. These are all empty now. So every single time somebody comes over here to use this to get experience, they have to empty the chest out with their shulker boxes. This last time I had 15 shulker boxes full of rotten meat, golden swords. The golden nuggets I filled 2 chests with to make a bunch of these golden carrots, some for the potion making and some for me to eat, because it takes away more saturation than steak does. So that's why most people are seen eating golden carrots instead of steak. Now I'm going to keep the steaks on me when I go out to battle things, that's for sure, because it takes away a lot of hunger. We just open this trap door, we climb up here, close the trap door. Now the easy thing about this is I just shoot one of these guys out here, and this is the hardest thing in the farm. There's obviously the iron golems are easy, just build out blocks, like 5 blocks out that way, and then place the iron golem, break some of the blocks in the center, and then spawn him. These guys out here, these are the ones that keep the aggro, while the other ones are like killing themselves, basically. They jump into the mine carts and suffocate in that little hole over there. I'll show you in just a minute. But yeah, these guys were a pain in the butt to get out there. First, I tried a boat. I broke the boat, and they just jump off the block. Like, jump out of the boat as if they were jumping out of the boat, but jump off the block and fall to their deaths. I tried pushing them out there. That didn't work either. So I basically had to punch them with my bare hand and then jump off with my elytra after breaking a block so they couldn't get back over here. Not fun. Not fun at all. That was the hardest part. Everything else was not that bad. But this is basically what happens. So you hit one of them with like an arrow, or you run out there, hit one with a sword, run back here to safety. That's why the blocks, these little half slabs are out here so you can run and jump in. Right here is the only place they can pathfind to get close to you. The stairs, they fall down in there into the hopper mine carts. There's 24 mine carts down there. And basically you're capped at 24 mobs being in one section at a time. So obviously they're going to take suffocation damage. So that's what happens. And it works out great. I like it. So thank you, Ilmango, for this design. It works out awesome. I'm planning on building it in future versions of my games just because it's definitely for in-game because it takes a lot of leaves, obviously. There wasn't that many jungle trees, to be honest, because jungle trees just have like the most leaves ever in the game. So I grew like maybe four double-sized jungle trees. Well, quad size, I guess is what you call them. It takes 4 saplings to make one super giant tree. But yeah, that, and then I already had a crap ton of smooth stone. I've still got a crap ton of smooth stone, so I'll never be out of it. The only problem I have so far with this farm is that sometimes it seems like whenever I go up there to AFK for like a couple hours for a lot of levels, I get a lot of those zombie pigmen spawning through my portal into my base. So yeah, I don't know why that is. So I'll have a bunch of them right here in my base when I get back, but they're easy enough to get rid of. I just wish I didn't have that problem with them being in here. I think possibly what that is that some of them are falling off from up there and they're not dying. So I think that's what it is. But yeah. So let's put the shovel up here. Let's get our elytra out. And let's fly up in the air. Okay, first off, let's just do one of these. So let's do this one real quick. So we got our base. So we need to go that way. We're going to use that one as the focal point for the center. So let's land real quick out here. It's kind of hard when you got your inventory full, so I don't recommend having your inventory full. But that's basically what I'm going to do for a little while here, is just fly around and fill in all these maps. It's a lot harder than it looks. It looks like I'm getting my flower farms on here too. That's nice. So here we are. We're on my map now. Just want to make sure I fill in all the corners and everything, so there's no brown on there left. Okay, so let's put that in my offhand. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to that one and fill it in. But basically this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use these maps to go left and right and all that stuff. Well, let's go put this one in the center and then see exactly how we're going to do this. Because I don't want to mess it all up. Okay, so basically I'm going to have 2 in the center. Or 4 in the center, because, yeah. Which makes sense, because this is a huge mansion that I made. Huge base area. So I think this one right here is just going to have to go, like, right here. Now, I'm not even sure which direction I went, because this one here is not matching up with this one at all. So I think I went the wrong direction. I think what I needed to do was go this way, and I went that way. So, yep, I will be back when I get done making the rest of these. Alrighty, so I figured out exactly what was going on. So I went outside, obviously, went next to the pumpkin farm, and that was confusing me. So there is the Emerald Beacon. There's the pumpkin farm below it. And it's split right there where the green arrow is. That's apparently... I don't know. I'm still kind of fresh on some of this stuff, so I don't know what the green arrow is there. I'm guessing that's the direction I'm facing or something when I made the map. And here is the entrance. And you can see all the brick laid fence and all that, the wall. And then I went this way. So I went a little too far this way, and I made another map, and it made it out to this direction. So this right here connects perfectly to that. And there's the other flower farm. So there's 2 flower farms, one there and one there. So now I just need to go out 3 more blocks 3 more maps this way, and then we'll come back. We'll grab this one, and then I'll continue on this way. And then I'll take the end piece maps, go up or down a block, 128 by 128 block, and make maps all the way across. And I'll just keep doing that. And that's how I usually do my map walls. So when I come back, I will have this all finished. It's probably going to take me several hours. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so while we're waiting on me to complete my map wall in my realm, this is my creation map, and this is the future design I have in mind for the super semi-automatic farm for carrots, potatoes, beets, all that good stuff. I don't know if somebody's made a design like this before, but I've seen several like miniatures of this kind of design. So like that one over there, and I just like this one better because after playing with the redstone, this just makes it a lot easier, and it seems a lot less laggy than that one over there. That one over there uses a lot of repeaters. Lined up behind the trapdoors. I don't want to have to do that. So this one right here, I just use 1 water source block all the way on the back wall of both sides. And I could actually tier this up too if I wanted to. So if I wanted even more fields, I could do that. But I don't see the point with just me and my brother playing so far, because everybody else hasn't been having very good luck with the internet connection. So sadly. But yeah, this definitely works for me. Because literally all I got to do is flip a switch down here in the little farmhouse, or storage house if you will. So I flip this lever here. That opens the trap doors, and the water just goes right on down. I did that right there to show you that it's going to go all the way across. And it will auto-harvest all the crops. Now, mind you, so far I've been having only one little issue. It's a minor issue where some of the crops end up on these platforms up here along the sides. Not really a big deal because we're going to have to come up here and plant the crops again anyway, so I won't complain about that. Will not complain about that at all because it's just auto-harvesting the crops. It takes half of the job away, the most annoying part of the job away actually for harvesting the crops. And this way I can get massive amounts of crops to sell or trade to my villagers. Now I know there is also a system where you could have an a farmer villager basically dump off the crops he harvests to another farmer villager. But my issue is they always seem to breed. And I don't want another villager breeder. So I'll just stick with the carrot farm I've got, and I'll sell those carrots whenever I get enough in that chest, which it doesn't really do that much of a great job of harvesting carrots for me, to be quite honest. It does a lot better job breeding villagers. So I tried that before trying this method, and I like this method more so far because it's giving me a lot bigger yield. Just with this right here, I got 10 1/4 stacks of carrots. Just with that plot right there. That's 5 plots of land right there. So this one right here is the last one is 8 by 7, and the rest of these are 7 by 7. Just because you want the water to flow all the way to the end of this and then stop right here. You want this flowing water not to get interfered with by the other water. So that way it takes all the harvest down that way. I have experimented with this right here to make sure the crops will still fall down in the trough when the water's down lower. It does, so we should be good there. The only problems I'm going to have is farming enough wood, which I shouldn't really have a problem with, but I know it's going to be time consuming and I'm going to have to farm a lot more. I'm going to also have to make some more of these redstone things, but that shouldn't be too hard because I have a lot of redstone. I have a lot of chests already made. The glass I can get some more by farming some more sand if I need to. The hopper mine carts, which mind you, this section right here will probably be the most difficult part. I'll have to use a piston and a redstone block to force a glass block into these hopper mine carts, which is really not that hard. It's really simple, but this way the crops won't be sitting up here in this trough forever. And depending on how much space I have, but I probably won't expand this any further than this right here. I don't think so. I think that's going to be enough storage space unless I really, really want a lot of crops. But I figure shulker boxes will be the best way to get all these crops back home. But I'm planning on building this pretty close to base, probably right in the Savannah area. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to figure that out. My brother and I are going to go in on this together, I think, like we did the gold farm. So, yeah. But anyway, if you guys have any comments about how this design looks, please let me know. I don't plan on doing anything particularly special. I just want it to look like it actually is held up properly. So I might do some more supports down here. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you think, if you think this looks pretty good. Because I haven't started building it yet. Like I said, I'm going to have to farm a lot of trees. And this building right here, this is not what the building is going to look like in Minecraft. My brother and I will have to come to a consensus on what that building is going to look like. But I also want to have stairs coming up from the top of this storage complex that we're going to have. This might actually drop off even lower too, so we have just nothing but storage chests down low instead of all of them stacked up that high. But yeah, like I said, let me know down in the comments below what you think about this layout with the planks. Do you think I should do it just all in planks, or should I do the logs for the outside? Because most designs I've seen, people use the logs on the outside. I don't know. I just it's such a pain to place logs straight up and down. So that's why I was going with the planks and just having them sit on logs, like support logs. And then I'll have supports down in the center too, as you can see over there. This right here, I'll probably cover this up with something to make it look like it's another support, to be honest, because that's just, you don't want that being out in the open like that. And I'm probably not going to place redstone on grass. I don't like that. I'll probably just be placing a smooth stone path with all the redstone components on it. I might actually raise that redstone up as it goes over to the edges too, on a platform. But yeah, that's basically the gist of the farm, the ginormous semi-auto farm that I have planned to build. So you have that to look forward to in another episode. Alright, it didn't take me near as long as I thought it would. Maybe about an hour to do all these, just because I had to go back on some of the maps, and because when you're flying with Elytra, apparently you're flying so fast, you gotta be quick, and I'm not used to doing it with Elytra that quick. I usually walk on the ground to do it, but this is a pretty large map for me. There's the first abandoned village we came across at the beginning of the realm. The other one's on the other side of that river there in a savanna. Barely got a piece of that in there, and right over there is the spawn point. I think that right there, that little dot there, can't zoom in because this is realms obviously, but that little dot right there is where the spawn point is. Here is my old abandoned shack. That's where I first started mining, into this mountain right here in the game, before I found out this right here was infested, and then I moved over this way. Right here where this little square is, that's where my Bonemeal Farm is, basically. There's a little cave right here, and you go down in there, and my Bonemeal Farm is right down in there. That's the river we used to get the Guardian to right here in the Guardian Farm. You can tell where the river was that we had to fill in to make sure that we didn't have any squid spawning in. This right here is actually outside of it. And here is the mansion area. It actually looks kind of tiny on the map, but it takes up 4 4 to 6 of these map things to make it. Now we're done, but we're not finished. Not completely finished. I mean, I still plan on taking some banners through, which I'm going to show you, and marking some things. There's the village that's just outside of me here, and then there's another village up here in the savannah, which I didn't even know was there until I flew over it. There's quite a bit of stuff there. I probably need to go back there and check it out. Over here's the desert area, and this is one thing that's kind of shocking to me. So over here somewhere, right here, that's the beacon that I placed out in the gravelly plains area. And there's also a shack out here that I built. Does that not show up on here? Huh. I think it's made out of stone, so you're not going to be able to see it. I think it's right in here somewhere. It's pretty close to the beacon, I know that. It's kind of weird how it's not showing up on there. It probably is, it's blending in. Oh, right there it is. There's the door. It's blending in with the stone that's left there. But yeah, this is the area I've been getting my gravel from for my concrete farm. So basically I was going to take out all that mountain there around the beacon, and then I'll move the beacon and the little hut further in. But yeah, all of that is gravelly plains, or gravelly mountains, excuse me. And over here is the desert that I've been getting my sand from, but my sand area that I've been cleaning out for, well, to make a pyramid later, it's not even on the map. It's further in. It's way further in. So, in actuality, I plan on wrapping this map around the room, I think. Just wrapping it around both ways, because off further this way, I believe, is God Wrath's base and Rust Dog's base. My brother's base, if you will. So if I just wrap the map around, I think that will work. I think I could possibly do that. I'm not sure if I can go on the roof or not. I'll have to see if you can hang those item frames upside down. I'm not sure if you can do that. So next thing on the list to do is the banners. I want to try to get banners for each thing here. So like Pumpkin Melon Farm. Going the wrong way. I changed this room over here into a loom room for a reason, and that's just so I can make banners and other things. So, do I have enough crap? I don't have a... I am so underprepared. I forgot to put one of these tables in there. So let's make some banners real quick. Well, just one. We'll make one for now, but you'll get the idea of what we're going to do here. Now we're going to work on just making a patternized banner. Put that in there, and we put the red dye in there. Only gives us one pattern. Oh, that actually doesn't look too bad, actually. So if I want to change the banner color, I can always do that later on. So I can change the banner color to a different color, but this will work for now. Just using this basically for a main example, but I actually like that. That actually looks pretty sweet. So I'm going to keep that for a little while. You know what, I'm going to clean out my inventory real quick. Okay, so now I just got to name this to what I want it. So Chaos Gigas Mansion. Okay, pull it out and we'll place it somewhere in the mansion. So I'm just going to place it right here above my door in my room. And now I've got to figure out, it's the side of the map that has the gate on it. Okay, this one right here. Yeah, that should be the one. And what we're going to do is we're going to have this map out in our hand. And then we're just going to click on the banner with the use click button. And now it says Chaos Gigas Mansion on it. So yes, I'm basically just going to do that as the finishing touches to the map. Make a different type of banner for each thing here, so like the concrete factory and all that. Although the concrete factory is probably going to get moved, I'm not going to lie, guys. I know when 1.16 comes out, we are getting rid of, it has been confirmed, they are getting rid of the 0-tick pistons. So the setup I have from Mumbo Jumbo setup, I appreciate his setup, it was great. Only problem was it was lagging out real bad, but that was my fault because I built it in an area where all my farms are. You definitely want to build these kind of farms away from everything else, just so that way it doesn't cause so much lag or have so much lag affecting it. But basically what's going to happen is the zero tick pistons are going to be no more in 1.16. So I've created my own version of this kind of concrete farm with a dispenser instead of a duper, just to be more legitimate, I suppose, if you will. I could also use, it'll also use the duper if I need to, if I get tired of making TNT, but I doubt it very much. It's just more fun to farm for stuff and get that stuff made by hand and use it that way. But anyway, I got my own version of a concrete farm, and I will build it probably in its own chunk, separate from all this. I will keep my dye warehouse here, and probably move all the concrete powders and stuff like that over to it. So I'll have a better looking factory. It's gonna be made out of completely nothing but bricks, I think, just to make it look like, well, bricks, granite, and all that stuff. So it's gonna look rustic, basically, like 1930s kind of look, I think. So an old-time factory, if you will, with a little warehouse attached to it and a water tower and all that stuff, because you need a lot of water for concrete, right? But that's to be in the future. But the future plans for now is to worry about out here. I think we're going to terraform out here, my brother and I, get this ready for the farm that I plan on building, the semi-auto farm, and he's going to help me figure out a way to put in a door on this wall. We might actually expand this wall out further. Haven't decided yet. But that's basically the gist of what's going to be happening from now on. I'm going to be farming a heck of a lot of trees and doing some terraforming out in this area, and we'll just update the maps as we go. Not really sure where I want to place the new concrete factory yet, but it's probably going to be somewhere out in between the gravelly plains and the desert, just because that'll make it more convenient for flying to it, to be brutally honest. And I don't think anybody will build anything out here in this mountainous region, so I don't think I'll have anything to worry about there. Also, another thing I noticed is there's an icy pond up here on the top of this little mountain region, so that's kind of nice. I can kind of just go over there and farm ice out of this little pond here, just regular ice, and then if I need to make packed ice, I can do that. So that's kind of neat. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this episode. Next episode, we'll be working on that farm, like I said, so you'll probably see all of this over here terraformed just for that farm. And I'll probably have everything bannered, so I will show you the progress on this, and hopefully I will have more bee farms made. And I will definitely check to see if I can place item frames on the roof. If I can, that is a game changer for me for making the maps go all the way around this room. That would be awesome if I can do that. I doubt it very much, but yeah. Catch you in the next episode.